Alright, what up, LA gang? Is back with another video, man. We got another reaction. Today we got he was the NBA's next superstar, and then he disappeared. Let's straight into it, man.
What if I told you about a guy who was a 6'6" point guard, had one of the
Tyreke
greatest rookie
Evans.
seasons of all time, and was on the verge of being one of the NBA's next superstars? Just completely disappeared one day.
No lie, bro. I'm sorry for pausing it so early. Like, dog, like, as soon as he brought up that it's Tyreke Evans, dog, bro, like, I don't think y'all understand, like, the impact that he had on the league, especially, like, early on, dog. And I just don't understand, like, what happened to him. Like, genuinely, what happened to him? He did just disappear. You hear all them sirens in the back? Dog, so annoying. But anyway, we're just going to just walk through it.
That's what happened.
But still, like, I don't know what happened to him, bro. Like,
one
seriously.
day, he was the NBA's Rookie of the Year with
Right.
superstar potential, and the next day, he was kind of gone. But how did this even happen?
I was say, is that real?
Where did he go? And where is he now? Well, to figure that out, we got to go back to the beginning where this whole thing started. Tyreke Evans was born on September 19th, 1989 in Chester, Pennsylvania, a city known for its passionate basketball culture, despite facing its fair share of challenges. Growing up in a tight-knit family, Evans was raised in an environment that nurtured his love for basketball. His three older brothers played pivotal roles in shaping his game, pushing him to excel while ensuring he remained grounded. By the time he reached high school, Tyreke was already on the radar of basketball enthusiasts and scouts. Known for his ability to dominate on both ends of the floor, his size, skill, and basketball IQ made him stand out early on. In high school, Tyreke attended American Christian Academy, where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects. Standing at 6'6" with an impressive wingspan, he had the physical tools to control games. As a senior, Tyreke averaged 32 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals per game.
Oh my!
And no, these numbers weren't empty stats. They reflected his ability to take over games with scoring, playmaking, and defensive instincts. He became a nightmare matchup for opponents, often using his size and ball handling to create mismatches and drive to the paint at will. His performances earned him widespread recognition. He was named MVP of both the prestigious McDonald's All-American Game and the Jordan Brand Classic, a testament to his talent among the nation's best high school players. By the time he graduated, he was ranked among the top players in the class of
Brandon Jennings, who was that? Tyreke Evans, and I don't know if you can see it says Drew Holiday and JaMychal Green and them. JaMychal Green is trash. Oh my gosh. Drew Holiday, okay, he's not. But Brandon Jennings, bro, like, I felt like he could have been way better than what he was, bro. I don't know. I felt like it should be a video on Brandon Jennings. I'm going to try to find something like that.
And had became one of the most sought-after recruits. Evans had offers from nearly every major college basketball program in the country. After weighing all his options, he decided to attend the University of Memphis, where John Calipari, known for developing NBA-ready guards, was the head coach. The decision set the stage for a pivotal year that would transform Tyreke from a high school star to a professional prospect. When Tyreke arrived at Memphis, he faced immediate challenges. Adjusting to the college game was no easy task, even for someone with his talent. Calipari initially put Evans at the shooting guard spot, a position he wasn't entirely comfortable with. Tyreke struggled in the early part of the season, looking out of sync and failing to showcase the playmaking abilities that had defined his high school dominance. But Memphis needed a spark, and Calipari made a bold decision after 10 games. He moved Tyreke to point guard. And it was a game-changing shift that allowed Tyreke to play to his strengths, handling the ball, creating for others, and using his size to his advantage against smaller guards.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Once Evans took over as the team's primary ball handler, Memphis transformed into one of the most formidable teams in college basketball. They went on an insane 27-game winning streak, with Tyreke leading the charge. He orchestrated the offense with poise beyond his years, driving into the lane with ease and either finishing through contact or setting up his teammates for easy buckets. His defense often overlooked, was also a key factor. Evans used his length and quickness to disrupt passing lane, averaging 2 steals per game. By the end of the season, he was posting impressive averages of 17 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals per game, while shooting 46% from the field. The Tigers finished the season with a 33-4 record, a testament to the impact Evans had on the team. His ability to adapt to a new role and lead Memphis to success caught the attention of NBA scouts. Though Memphis fell short of winning the NCAA championship, Tyreke's performance cemented him as one of the top prospects in the nation. His blend of size, versatility, and
I think I was probably too young to really even remember like all of his like college stuff and stuff like that. Because I mean, I'm only 24, but like he was real nice when he came into the league, and like when I played the 2K games, stuff like that.
Tremendous upside at the professional level. Following his standout freshman season, Tyreke declared for the 2009 NBA draft. The decision was hardly surprising. His stock had risen through the year, and he was widely projected as a top 5 pick. Leaving college after just one season wasn't uncommon for players of his caliber, especially those who had proven themselves capable of making an immediate impact in the NBA. On draft night, the Sacramento Kings selected Evans with the 4th overall pick, opting for him over several other talented prospects.
Blake Griffin, whoever that is, James Harden, it was Tyreke Evans, Rick Rubio, you can't see it, Jordan Flynn, I think that's his name, Steph Curry's, I mean, that's still the Warriors, who's that? DeRozan under me, I don't know if you can see it, but DeRozan is at 9, Derek Collison, they didn't really have nobody. Jeff Teague, Todd Lawson, is that Drew Holiday? And then I think that's probably Drew Holiday, or I don't know. Joe Johnson? I don't know, because I thought Joe Johnson got drafted by. I don't know who Joe Johnson got drafted by.
The Kings saw him as a potential cornerstone player who could help lead their rebuilding efforts. And Evans wasted no time making an impact in the NBA. In his rookie season, he averaged 20.1 points, 5.8 assists, and 5.3 rebounds per game. These numbers were historic. Evans became just the 4th rookie in league history to achieve averages of 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game in a single season. The only players to accomplish this were Oscar Robertson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. An elite group that underscored his talent and potential. Fans and analysts alike marvel at his ability to handle the ball, drive to the rim, and create plays for both himself and his teammates. One of the most memorable moments of his rookie campaign came against the Chicago Bulls. The Kings found themselves down 35 points, but mounted an improbable comeback with Evans leading the charge. His scoring, composure, and leadership during that game left a lasting impression. Another highlight came against the Toronto Raptors, where Evans recorded a triple-double, a rare achievement for any rookie. By the end of the season,
as a rookie? That's crazy.
His dominance was undeniable, and he was named the NBA Rookie of the Year, solidifying his status as one of the league's brightest young stars. However, the excitement surrounding his early success began to fade as challenges mounted in his sophomore season. One of the biggest hurdles was injuries. Evans struggled with plantar fasciitis, a painful condition that severely limited his mobility. Despite his attempts to play through the injury, his performances suffered, and he missed significant time during the season. To make matters worse, an off-court incident added to his difficulties. Evans was involved in a reckless driving episode that led to
I could have reacted to this. I didn't know that you were. Come on, dog.
And damaged his reputation. As Evans worked to recover from his injuries and rebuild his image, he also faced growing instability within the Sacramento Kings organization. The team struggled to find an identity, cycling through coaches and constantly reshuffling the roster. This chaos directly affected Evans. Although he had thrived as a ball-dominant guard during his rookie year, The Kings began experimenting with his position, often moving him to the shooting guard or small forward position to accommodate other players. These changes made it difficult for Evans to find his rhythm. Sacramento's roster also became increasingly crowded with guards and ball handlers.
And that's how I usually be, bro, when it comes to like NBA anyway, especially like maybe like college, and just like how they were saying it earlier, like when it's certain systems and stuff like that, and then you're a certain player. I don't know, like I can understand why it's hard to get in like your rhythm and stuff like that, but like just for me as like a player, like I mean obviously if I had to like play the 5, like that would be ridiculous, but I would never be in that position. But like if I'm his height, I mean you kind of gotta expect, like I mean you're what, like 6'5", you're 6'6", 6'7" almost, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean you being a point guard is nice, but like bro, like you know what I'm saying, you have Isaiah Thomas here who's 5'3", so it's like
Thornton
it doesn't really.
And Jimmer for that. As a result, Evans saw his minutes decrease and his production dip as he was forced into roles that didn't suit his strengths.
See?
After 4 seasons in Sacramento, the Kings traded Evans to the New Orleans Pelicans in 2013.
Oh yeah.
While the move offered a fresh start, it also presented new challenges. The Pelicans already had a talented backcourt, with Jrue Holiday being the primary ball handler and Eric Gordon playing off the ball.
That's when Eric Gordon was
making
going crazy.
It difficult for Evans to establish himself as a primary option, which is another example of bad organizations doing bad organizational things.
Right.
Why trade a primary ball handler to a team that doesn't need a primary ball handler? And why accept a trade for a primary ball handler
when y'all don't need one?
When your team doesn't need a primary ball handler? Anyhow,
that's dumb.
His role fluctuated and he often found himself playing off the ball or coming off the bench. Still, there were moments where he showed flashes of his old brilliance. During the 2014-2015 season, Evans stepped up when Holiday and Gordon missed time due to injuries. He delivered some of the best performances that year, averaging 16.6 points, 6.6 assists, and 5.3 rebounds per game. Unfortunately, injuries continued to plague Evans, and he struggled to maintain consistency. The pattern of injuries and inconsistent roles followed Evans throughout the next several seasons, and his knee problems significantly limited his availability and effectiveness. In 2017, he was traded back to the Sacramento Kings as part of a deal that included DeMarcus Cousins, but his second stint with the team was brief and uneventful. After that season, Evans signed with the Memphis Grizzlies, where he experienced a resurgence during the 2017-2018 campaign. In Memphis, Evans returned to a ball-dominant role, and his production improved dramatically.
Right.
He averaged 19.4 points, 5.1 assists, and 5.2 rebounds.
I didn't even know he was over there.
While shooting a career-high 39.9% from three. Despite his strong individual performances, the Grizzlies were focused on rebuilding and often rested Evans in the second half of the season to improve their draft lottery odds. In other words, they were tanking. And while this decision helped Memphis in the long run, it undermined Evans' momentum and made it difficult for him to showcase his skills consistently.
That's crazy.
After his standout season in Memphis, Evans signed with the Indiana Pacers for the 2018-2019 season.
He looked like Lance Stevenson here.
That he could provide scoring and playmaking for a playoff contender. However, his time in Indiana was underwhelming. Under a strict coaching system, Evans struggled to adapt and played inconsistently. He averaged just 10.2 points per game, his lowest mark since his injury-riddled seasons in New Orleans. The playoffs offered little redemption as Evans failed to make a significant impact. The most dramatic setback in Evans' career came in May of 2019, when he was suspended indefinitely by the NBA for violating the league's anti-drug program. The league did not disclose the specific substance involved, but the suspension was a serious blow to Evans' career. NBA players are rarely banned under this policy.
That's what I'm saying. And KD smoked steel. So you had to take maybe though, because you know, like weed wasn't like like at that time wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying, like accepted really, like maybe in like your state if he was in Cali at the time, because now a lot more states have it, but like
That's the shadow over his legacy. Evans was required to serve a 2-year ban before applying for reinstatement, effectively ending his time in the NBA for the foreseeable future. Evans, who had already faced years of injury troubles and mismanagement, now had to confront the biggest setback of his career.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
The ban lasted 2 years, but its effect would ripple far beyond that period. Though he was quietly reinstated in 2021, the damage to his reputation and career trajectory was significant.
Yeah.
After being cleared to return, Evans faced the challenge of proving he could still compete at a high level. In February of 2022, he joined the Wisconsin the NBA G League affiliate of the Milwaukee Bucks. His time in the G League was seen as a litmus test for whether he could reclaim a spot in the NBA or not. Evans showed flashes of his former skill set, but the performances were inconsistent and his conditioning was visibly not at the same level as during his peak years. Despite his efforts, he struggled to find his footing, and the opportunity to rejoin an NBA roster never materialized. With the NBA doors seemingly closed, Evans turned to overseas basketball. He continued his professional career by playing in Puerto Rico and later Venezuela. More specifically, the Broncos de Caracas for the 2023-2024 season. He joined leagues known for their competitiveness and fast-paced style of play. These stints allowed Evans to stay in the game he loved, but the shadow of his NBA ban lingered and his time on the international stage didn't garner significant attention. The struggles Evans faced in attempting to return underscored a larger story of unfulfilled potential. His career, which began with Rookie of the Year honors and comparisons to all-time greats, had been derailed by a combination of external factors and personal missteps. Injuries played a significant role in his decline, particularly those caused by mismanagement and being placed in roles that didn't suit his natural abilities.
I was about to say, I just think it wasn't really anybody who cared like about his game as
often
enough
shifted Evans between positions.
But I don't think nobody really cared about his game enough.
To small forward, trying to fit him into lineups rather than building around his strength. These constant adjustments put stress on his body and preventing him from developing consistent confidence in his game. Adding to these challenges was the environment of the teams he played for. Evans spent much of his career with franchises that were in turmoil or rebuilding phases, such as the Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans. These teams struggled with stability, cycling through coaches and frequently altering their roster. This lack of continuity hindered Evans' development and left him without the support system needed for sustained success at key points in his career. Another external factor that affected Evans' career was the rapid evolution of the NBA. The league
like y'all think he'll be able to last in today's NBA? I think he'd get cooked. But like he's an OG, so I mean,
emphasizing three-point shooting, spacing, and positionless basketball. Evans, who thrived on driving to the rim and scoring in the mid-range, found his game less suited to the league's changing priorities. While he worked to improve his three-point shooting, including a career-high 39.9% from three during the 2017-2018 season with the Memphis Grizzlies, these adjustments came a little too late to fully integrate into the modern NBA. The rise of players like Steph Curry and James Harden, who excelled in the perimeter-oriented game, further highlighted the gap between Evans' strength and the league's direction. Evans also missed opportunities to rebuild any momentum when he moved between teams, whether due to injuries or fluctuating roles. He rarely had the chance to establish himself as a long-term option for any franchise. In Sacramento, he was overshadowed by the arrival of big man DeMarcus Cousins, the Jimmy Fredette experience, and a crowded backcourt.
Jimmy Fredette was nice.
He played behind Drew Holiday and Eric Gordon. Even during his resurgence with the Grizzlies, the team's decision to tank and focus on rebuilding overshadowed his individual contributions. These missed opportunities chipped away at his confidence and left him struggling to regain his footing. The ban in 2019 marked the coup de grace or the final blow to his career trajectory.
Man.
By the time Evans was eligible to return, he was no longer seen as a viable option for most teams. The lack of transparency about the specifics of the violation likely added to his difficulties, as teams may have been hesitant to invest in a player with such a mark on his record. Even after being reinstated, there were indications that Evans may have been unofficially blackballed by the league. This situation mirrored the experience of other players who faced similar disciplinary actions, where the stigma of the suspension often overshadowed their attempts at redemption. Despite the setbacks, Evans' career has had its share of positives. He earned over $75 million in salary during his time in the NBA, ensuring financial security for himself and his family. While his career didn't reach the heights many had predicted, his rookie season remains a testament to his immense talent and potential. Fans still remember him for his fearless drive to the basket and his knack for scoring in traffic, also his ability to make plays for his teammates. His inclusion in the 25-5 club alongside legends like Oscar Robertson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James is really a legacy that few can claim. Evans' story is often viewed as a cautionary tale in professional sports. That's a reminder of how quickly circumstances can change, even for the most promising athletes. His rise from high school phenom to NBA Rookie of the Year showcased his extraordinary skill, but the challenges that follow illustrated the importance of support, stability, and adaptability in sustaining success. Speculations about how his career might have unfolded under different circumstances, whether he had played for a stable franchise or avoided major injuries or even adapted sooner to the NBA's evolving play style, all can be debated. One thing we can all agree on is Evans left a lasting impact on the basketball world. But what if I told you about a guy who was a 6-time All-Star, a slam dunk champion, and one of the NBA's best power forwards just completely disappeared one day? If you
Blake Griffin, I mean, he went to Detroit and he was balling over there. I mean, and then after that, I mean, they were tanking, so I would have just chilled too. I don't know. I could probably react to that, man. But if you guys enjoyed this video, man, make sure you guys leave me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Comment down below any videos you want me to react to in specific. But other than that, stay out. Peace.